We're going to continue with our media availabilities, and we've now been joined by Austin Cindric, driver of the number 19 LTI printing Ford F-150. And Austin, I'll let you kind of tell us, you have a pretty exciting day tomorrow. So can you take us through kind of what you'll participate in tomorrow, and then give us a quick preview of the race tomorrow night as well?
Well, usually race day is exciting enough for me, but I get to go graduate high school, so get to check that box, and it's also my mom's birthday, and then hometown race, which is cool. Grew up racing here and get to race here tomorrow night.
And hopefully you'll get to check that box of winning a race as well tomorrow night to make it just a really big day.
I'm right there with you.
All right, we'll go ahead and open for questions for Austin. If you have one, raise your hand and state your name and affiliation, and we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start in the back and come up front to Bob and Kenny.
Chase Willem, FoxSports.com. Austin, take us through the logistics of what tomorrow's going to be like. I mean, you have qualifying at 4:45 here tomorrow, then the race. But like you said, first you graduate. Are you going to have your fire suit underneath your graduation gown?
I'm afraid that'd be pretty hot. No, I actually graduate right in the morning, and I go to school at Cannon School, so right down the road on Poplar 10. So be there at 8 and get done with the deal at 10 and be here when the garage opens.
All right, if we can get a microphone to Bob and then Kenny, please.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. So is the graduation at the school? Okay. And so you'll be able to go home, or like do you give like a lunch planned with friends or anything?
No, I'm after I get on the stage, and I've been calling it my glorified receipt. After I get my receipt, I'm straight off to the races, off to the real world, if you like. I'm fully focused on my job, and hopefully we can get a good run for the LTI printing Ford F-150, because we've had a bit of a rocky start to the year. Kansas got a solid top 10, so that was a nice swing of things. Hopefully that's in the right direction, and got a good string of races coming up to hopefully build on that.
And what place tomorrow would rank it better than graduating high school?
I mean, first place is always nice, right? No, I think if we can get another solid top 10, another solid top 5, or get a solid top 5, I think that's going to be a pretty good day, because we're still fairly down there in the points, but we have the trucks, we have the equipment, we just need the days that we want.
All right, Kenny.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Did you ever imagine that you would be in this position, that you would be graduating high school in the morning and running a truck race later that night?
I'm usually good at messing up logistics for other people when it comes to racing, just trying to drive too many things on one weekend, or I mean, it's kind of almost makes sense that I've got graduation on the same day as race day, so, and it's my mom's birthday, so big day overall, and like you said, it's going to be fun, but obviously very, very busy.
So what are you getting your mom for her birthday, and are there any plans for school after high school?
So we went to dinner last night, my mom and some of my family, and I decided it was probably better to celebrate her birthday then, because I'm kind of ruining it by making her get all hot and sweaty at a NASCAR track. Even though she loves racing, it's probably not the ideal birthday spot to be sweating. But anyway, I run out of things to find her, so I got her a double knife for peanut butter and jelly. So it's like so picture a knife, right? And you can flip the blade, so you don't have to go in the drawer and get a second knife. I thought it was pretty good. And the other thing, I get little bread clips. Instead of having the twist ties, get little bread clips. Try to make life easier. Not directly after this year, so I think education is extremely important, and obviously my parents would as well. It was kind of hard to convince my mom on the fact that I should probably focus on the racing deal, because really in NASCAR or in many sports or any other forms of racing, you only get really one true shot at it, and I feel like this is it for me. I feel like a lot of NASCAR teams don't look at you when you're kind of past 20, 21 years old. I mean, at that point, you're still a young guy, but you're not really the young guy. So being 18 and being in the truck series, I think, is extremely critical, and I need to put every ounce of effort I can into making that better, whether if that's making every 7-post date, making every date we go to the wind tunnel, learning as much as I can, being at the shop every day, which I do. I think it's all extremely important, and you can always go back to school. I've gotten good grades because my mom wouldn't let me have them otherwise. She wouldn't let me do racing otherwise, so I got to make sure I have that box checked. But I'm fully prepared to go to college, and I think years on, whether if the racing thing's going the way I want it to or not, I feel like I'll probably end up doing some online classes and learning a little bit more. But like I said, racing is my full focus right now because I got to make sure I can say that I've done all I can to make sure that happens.
All right, Jim, go ahead.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. You mentioned earlier the start to your season. What have you found to be some of the most difficult challenges, maybe that you didn't anticipate or realize until you got to start running a full season?
Well, I didn't think it was going to take me 10 truck races to finish in the top 10, especially with some speed that we've shown. So that was a long, ongoing process, but it was a nice breath of fresh air after Kansas because it had taken so long after so many fast trucks and so many good races, and just always have things come up. But I feel like a lot of drivers go through the same things, so I don't want to beat a dead horse with that. But I think I'm gelling really well with my team, and I think it's only a matter of time until we start being a threat. I still feel like we're in a bit of an underdog situation right now, which I'm fine with. But I also got to keep convincing myself the steps I'm taking are the right steps, and the people I have around me are the right people. And I just got to keep doing what I've been doing, and those good days will come.
All right, we're going to go to Dustin, and then in the back. Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Austin, how significant is it to graduate from high school, or has it almost been a case of like, can't wait till this day's here so I can go do all this other stuff full time?
I'd say it's probably more the latter. I haven't spent a whole lot of time at school because of racing. They've been very, very good to me at Canton School with allowing me to miss as many days as I have throughout the course of the last few years. I mean, there's been 2 or 3 years where I've had 2 or 3 full seasons of different types of race cars, which basically means I'm there 30 to 40% of the days. As long as I get my work done, they're fine with it. So that's been a huge deal for me. But I also don't have too many strong ties. Like most of my friends are in the racing community. Most of my life is in the racing community. So it's more of a sigh of relief. It's something it's a box to be checked, and it's another chapter on my life. Turn the page and go racing.
All right, go ahead.
Caleb Whistler, Speedway Digest. With the 2-month-long breaks out of the way in the early part of the season, how important is it for you and your team to be back on the track on a more consistent basis?
It's really important, and I think we have a really good lineup of tracks coming up for us. I think BKR trucks have been really good at mile and a halves in the last year and a half or so. So I think having Kansas last weekend, Charlotte, Texas, Kentucky coming up, I think those are going to be great tracks for us. Doug and his team have performed really well at Dover. That's a track coming up that I didn't get to race at last year, got to practice at, so I'm looking forward to going back there. Had a few tracks that we've tested at, so I feel like we have a lot of potential to have a nice run here. And like you said, it's amazing to think we've only had 4 races, and we've been in season since January or February, really. So I'm excited to get through that. We've had a lot of partners on the truck and our few races with Draw Tight being our main partner, and LTI coming on board, as well as Pertec. So it's been cool to have all those guys, but like to get more TV time, like to get more track time.
All right, do we have another question there?
Chase William, FoxSports.com again. Austin, you talked about a lot of your friends being in the racing community, obviously, but do you feel like you've kind of missed out on anything when it comes to high school, like proms, pep rallies, anything like that?
Absolutely and absolutely not. I feel like I've learned many more life lessons being at my age and where I've been so far in my racing career than I would have being a normal teenager or 18-year-old. But I have missed out on the relationships and the friends and the proms and whatever else. There's a part of me that always thinks about, like, what would I be doing if I wasn't racing? But I feel like that's normal for someone in my position, and you probably go ask Kaz or Justin Haley the same questions, and they'd probably answer it the same. There's obviously something that I haven't gotten, but there's so much more that I've gotten from racing. And obviously, if I have a passion, you got to pursue it, and I wouldn't have done it any other way.
All right, and then we had a question up here with Bob up front here. Thank you.
Is your dad attending either event, or is he in Indy?
So he's going to be able to make graduation. He flies in. He actually lands tonight, but he's going to have to make it back for qualifying in the afternoon. So he'll get to make one of them. But actually, I've done 10 truck races, and he's only been able to make one of them. But they have a good TV coverage, so it's all right. And we have the Ford onboard camera this weekend, so we'll be fine.
All right. Well, Austin, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on your accomplishments tomorrow with school, and we wish you the best of luck tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.